Hey everybody, welcome back to Journey Up. And in today's video, I'm going to be explaining my high school experience. So not too long ago, about like 3 weeks ago, I graduated from high school. And leading up to my graduation, on the last day of school, everyone was, they brought their shirts where they're going to college and whatnot. Everyone was having a good time, skipping class, seeing teachers, just doing whatever. It's the last day of school. But for myself, I came in late, and that day was overall just like a normal day to me. It was like, this is the last day of school, but it's just another day. There's not much, like, what are y'all tripping over? I've always viewed high school as, it's the bare minimum. Anyway, throughout the day, I was just really hanging out with my friend. We were playing on Switch, we were playing Mario Kart and whatnot, and I wasn't really hanging out with my other friends that were enjoying the time of the last day of school. And when classes ended, and the after-school activities such as the slip and slide, I honestly just left. I didn't want to partake in that, and maybe that was, selfish of me in a way. But there was nothing that was keeping me there. It was a regular day. Why would I really do all that? I just didn't want to. But my overall experience of high school was okay. Why do I tell you the story of that last day? To show you that you have to do what you want to do in high school. And the high school I went to consisted of a pretty small group of people. It was people who were from Catholic private middle schools. So I was from there too. I was from a private Catholic middle school. But when you put everyone into a school that's from a public private middle school, you're kind of getting the same people. You're not really getting a diversification of people, and everyone's in the same box. Everyone's in the same circle. So let's say you don't really fit within that circle of those people. You kind of feel left out, in a sense. There's no place for you to go. It's like a key you're trying to jam in, but you can't unlock the door. It's the wrong key. You can't use that key. They're not compatible. The lock and key are not compatible. So that's kind of how I felt when I was going through high school. That I could probably hang with some of these people, but I didn't feel like I fit, So there was not really anything that was memorable for me going throughout my high school career. I did play basketball, but my basketball career was okay too, There was nothing that was great about it. Other than basketball though, the teachers too. It was a very, very strict school. You can't really not on your phone, don't do this, don't do that, you have uniforms or whatnot. It's just a very strict, per se, lifestyle. And I think when you're in that box of your freedom's kind of taken away from you, you kind of don't express yourself a little bit. So you kind of just stay kind of in solitary. And I think that's what I did for myself. As I graduated, and I walked across the stage, I really thought to myself, I'm not really going to miss these people. I'm going to keep my close circle of friends. I'm not going to forget them. I'm going to keep in touch with them. And those are the people I'm going to take on to me to my next part of life. The rest of these people, I didn't really know. They didn't really know me. There's nothing that there's nothing that this school did for me. There's nothing that I did for that school. So the next part of life, I felt so excited about it. And I still do feel excited about it. So the summer, after, school ended, I graduated 3 weeks ago, about a week later, I'm now taking community college classes to, advance me for the fall semester. And I'm loving it. The diversification there is way more than I've seen in my high school. You're seeing a variety of people, blacks, whites, Jamaicans, Hispanics, everybody, and different ages too. You're getting a culture, different cultures. And I mean, that's what you could ask for, different experiences. It's like you're coming out this box and experiencing life for what it really is. People have different views on things. You're not getting the same, people in high school, what they think. So I think that was very necessary for me and what I look for in terms of what's going on and what's going to happen next in my life. So if you're in this situation where you feel like, if you're in high school, whether that's incoming freshman, sophomore, junior, or you're going to be a senior, or you've already graduated, know that if you're stuck in that box, stuck in with the people, and you're like, what am I doing here? Do one of either two things. maybe go to another school. Maybe that school isn't for you, and you need to go to a school where you can branch out, you can be yourself, and find a group of people that you know that you actually like. Because people will sell you this idea of the high school experience, but what is a high school experience? You know, experience high school the way you want to experience it. Have fun in your own way, and if having fun is hanging out with your weird friends, then have fun with your weird friends. You know, that's okay. And secondly, if you're stuck in that bubble, if you're stuck in that box, you may have to switch your friend group. You know, maybe these friends are not giving you that same need anymore. You might have to go to a different friend group, which is totally fine. You just have to pivot. In either case, you have to find what works for you and enjoy the high school experience in your own way. So as I go on to the next chapter of my life, I'm going to keep this in mind as well. And as you, whoever may be listening to this, keep this in mind. Change your circle. Maybe you change your environment. But know that after high school is over, that the world is yours. There's nothing that you can't achieve. And in high school too. There's nothing that you can't achieve. Work on yourself. You know, do things to better you personally. Because ultimately that's what's going to push you, instead of chasing this weird idea of the high school experience. You don't need that. Do you. So those are my words of encouragement. I hope y'all like the video. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, journey up.